All right. Welcome back to America Right Now. Biden's border crisis is spiraling out of control with over 250,000 illegal border crossings taking place in December alone. Those are new numbers. That is up 40% from December of the previous year. But it's not just the illegals that we have to worry about. It's now being reported that 10,000 cartel drones were detected in U.S. airspace crossing the U.S.-Mexico border last year as well. The cartels have also shot down American drones, and that's what you're looking at there on the screen. Joining me now is the staff lieutenant of the Texas Highway Patrol covering South Texas, Christopher Olivarez, and Cochise County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Dannels. Gentlemen, thank you very much to you both for being here and for your service and what you're doing to help keep this country safe. Lieutenant, I want to start with you. You sent us the photos of the drones that were recovered by the Border Patrol from a smuggler. Talk to us about what the cartels are using the drones for and what you and your team try to do to stop it.
Right. So good morning. So of course, what we've been seeing as far as with these cartel drones that are being used, especially along the borders, they use that for counter surveillance. They use that to monitor law enforcement to see where law enforcement is at. That way they're able to smuggle people or drugs across the border. And they use that to their advantage. And what really what really interested this morning was actually we were out with Border Patrol this morning. They actually recovered a drone from a smuggler. The smuggler actually left it behind and they were able to recover it. They were able to recover the drone, the remote, and a phone. So with that, they can extract the intel from that drone, the footage, and use that. So we can use that to see how these cartels, how these smugglers operate when they're doing counter surveillance. But this has been consistent. It happens every single day when we're working along the border, especially when we're trying to apprehend illegal immigrants that are coming across, the human smugglers. They use drones, and it's a very vital tool for them, for their smuggling organizations, and how they're able to move people across and drugs across by using that type of technology.
Yeah, the volume, though, is really pretty staggering. Sheriff Dannels, have you seen these drones in use in your jurisdiction? And do you think we're getting to a point, because they're kind of overwhelming our forces on the ground, that these drones could be used to deliver drugs across the border to waiting mules who will then funnel them inland? I mean, is this a tactic that we're going to see actually expand?
Well, again, thanks for having me on the show, and that's the good lieutenant in Texas stated. We see it too here. What I've seen over the last couple of years is the infrastructure by DHS eroding. You look at the aerostats. They've taken all the aerostats down the southwest border, excluding 4. I still have one left in my county. These are countermeasures to these drones. These are countermeasures to what DHS needs to do. But again, when you do staffing, and you rely on your state troopers, you rely on your sheriff's offices to pick up that pace. We don't have that technology that the federal government should be doing. So yes, the longer we keep going, the will of the cartels is very strong. They work off violence, fear, and greed, and they're pushing their will across this border. We need to make sure we're matching that and overcoming that.
There are some estimates that say that the cartels made some $26 billion last year. Lieutenant, in Biden's State of the Union address, he didn't really talk about the border crisis at all. He did actually, though, finally address the fentanyl crisis. Here's what he had to say.
Fentanyl is killing more than 70,000 Americans a year. You got it.
Well, and he actually got the number wrong. It's actually much higher than 70,000. Lieutenant, are you seeing any change in posture from the administration with respect to the border at all since the president did mention this and the numbers keep getting worse?
Yeah, well, absolutely not. I mean, one thing is, I was kind of surprised that they actually addressed it during the State of the Union. But when you look in terms of the total numbers, I mean, people are dying every single day. Families are losing loved ones because of fentanyl poisoning. Yet the federal government has yet to put a plan or strategy in place to actually take action to go after the criminal cartels and actually designate them as foreign terrorist organizations. Fentanyl is a lethal poison. It should be considered a weapon of mass destruction. And I can tell you one thing. Most recently, our Texas DPS criminal investigators actually took down a fentanyl lab that was operating within the U.S. in Houston, Texas. So now we have individuals that are actually, facilitating these clandestine labs within the U.S. by making their own fentanyl, by actually having the fentanyl precursors directly shipped from China to the U.S. So they cut out the cartels. That's what's scary right there, because now you have the unknown, these individuals making this deadly poison and not knowing the potency of it, and it's also being smuggled within the U.S. and also, in addition to that, the cartels that are bringing fentanyl across at record numbers.
Sheriff, we see the Chinese testing our airspace with at least one device. We don't know the second device where it came from. But are the cartels really doing the same thing here? And do we need to have more military assets on the border in order to handle it?
We do. This country is under attack by the criminal transnational organizations. We know that. We see it every day on the border. We're seeing it throughout the country. Until President Biden prioritizes border security and starts addressing the war on drugs, we will continue to have humanitarian deaths. We'll have public safety threats, as we see every day in our communities and in Texas, New Mexico, California. And we're also seeing the national security aspect of this. That State of the Union by President Biden should have been half of it should be talking about securing this border, securing our country, and protecting Americans. That's not happening right now.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, but we're going to be following this 10,000 drones violating U.S. airspace. Sheriff Mark Dannels and Lieutenant Christopher Olivarez, again, thank you both for what you're doing to help keep America safe.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.